directly after the fire, NIOSH, as you probably realize, their representatives came in, and they did an analysis of, what caused it. But more important to us, we formed our own board of inquiry, and the question we asked was, we wanted to keep the scope of our inquiry that answered, to the point where it answered the single question: what could we do that would have stopped or might have prevented this from happening? A lot of times you see in fires, they take the opportunity to revamp everything that had something to do with it or nothing to do with it. But we took a pretty narrow scope to our inquiry, and truly tried to bite off those thorny issues and make lessons out of those for ourselves. And I am really proud of these last 10 years of the 40 years I've been on the fire department, nearly, have been the proudest 10 years on the job because of the attitude and the willingness and the drive of every single firefighter on this job who stepped up and tried to, as you say, bring out some positives and to try and make some sense of what happened and try and bring some good. And we made recommendations to ourselves about safety and survival and better equipment along the lines of thermal imaging cameras and new air packs and radios for everybody rather than just a couple on the crew. We went to work at developing practices that would be safer and practices that would be more accountable for everybody on the fire ground, accountability systems and a better command structure that helped us keep track of everybody. And we did quite a bit of work. We decided to invest ourselves in a rapid intervention team and what worked and didn't work for a department our size. And we really feel that even today, that an ill-equipped and poorly trained rapid intervention team is the most dangerous thing on the fire ground. So that is kind of what we trained and where we came from with our own training. And I believe we have, after many tries, a system where we have firefighters who are fairly well trained and fairly well equipped to do that very dangerous job. And we have a command system that commits them, or not, which is just as important, to a situation. One of the other things, it was interesting, I think, from a training perspective, about what people were looking for. We were looking for that type of safety and survival, as I said, and how to work equipment that will save you from these dangerous things we get ourselves into. But after a while, what we did was say, okay, hold it a minute. We've done a lot of work. Now what we're going to focus on is how not to get in trouble. We kind of switched gears after a few years, and we started training with how not to get yourself in a position where you need the RIT team or where you need to be rescued. And we became much better firefighters along those lines. And I think that is the greatest effort that I have seen in our training division and in the training that has gone on. It couldn't have happened without the community. I don't know if you've seen our facility, but before the fire, I had a parking lot, and I was in a parking lot to drag hose across, and a construction trailer for an office and no classroom. The Leary Foundation now has provided us with a state-of-the-art burn building and a training center with multiple classrooms and offices, and we really get a lot of use out of that, so much so that it becomes a regional place to train, and we have communities from all over Massachusetts. We've even had Boston, Providence, Rhode Island, and some other out-of-state departments using it. So it really has, that has been a big factor in our ability to train hard and train our people to the level where I think they are. After we did those things, a group of us within the department decided that wouldn't it be great if our message of safety and survival could be a shared experience for firefighters across the country. So we ran 6 seminars, one each year until the last one last year. And we raised money for training, for equipment, and for the little memorial we have out in front of this brand new station, which we're all very, very proud of. But we also, even today, take a lot of what we've learned. We get invited to go to seminars all over the country and to both tell our story mostly now about what happened afterwards, but even in a hands-on fashion, we have people looking for our services to show them how to do rapid intervention and how to design emergency radio procedures and just what they want to get out of equipment and things like that.
I heard that you have thermal imaging. You have like 10 at least now in the department.
We have 10, and most of those now are second generation. Thermal images, at the time of the fire were $25,000, and they were gigantic. Today they're small, they're compact, they're less than half that price, and we have 3 alone on this truck here, the rescue truck, and we are looking at getting others and another generation, the next generation coming up. In many of the thermal imaging manufacturers will include a firefighter tracking system,
right.
which we're using.
You have an individual one now.
Right. That is fresh off there's only 2 commercial units, and probably have been on the market less than a year. And we've got some donations to where we've got 2 trackers, and we're outfitting the signalers on our SCBAs. So, and that is just another, I think, another equipment, a progressive equipment piece that was caused by
So you're
the fire.
You're retrofitting your existing SCBAs for the tractors?
We have standalone trackers,
Yes.
but every new SCBA we buy has the integrated tracker signal that comes out of it, So, that is something, the newest thing we're looking at is, and what I think is the most critical aspect of, or I would say the most critical problem of firefighters today, and that is in-mask communications. If you look at any tragedy, fire tragedy, if you listen to the audio waves, even in ours, it's a mess. Communications becomes
when you think about it, it's a seal in the face
Sure.
when you're talking through it.
Well, Scott, we use Scott. They have a Bluetooth system now that they've let us try in our training, and we think it has unbelievable potential. And that's one of the things that I hope we can move forward with. A lot of high-tech advances, absolutely. But you can't forget some of the low-tech advances as well. The Worcester Fire Department, developed its own personal rope system that we carry on all our SCBAs. That is manufactured here in Worcester, and it's sold all over the country, and other fire departments buy it. And we tried it and tested it, and we had about 50 prototypes until we came to the one we wanted. That's something we didn't have before the fire, and we have that. And other types of rope systems and things like that. The low-tech stuff even is, we feel really good about it. We've designed training around it and procedures around it. So, all the way from low-tech to high-tech, we've done a lot of work.